Hey, Patrick. Welcome in. We'll see how long we go tonight. So, how's Patrick tonight? I still may show what tobaccos I got tonight. It snowed about all day today. We got about anywhere from 1 to 4 inches here. Next week is supposed to start really get bad next week. So, we'll see what happens. Because you never know about the weather around here. Yeah, we still got snow out there on the ground. I hate it. And the temperature right now is 32 degrees. Right now. It varies from time to time. Well, the weather varies depending on where you're at. Here in high. The farther north you go, the colder it's going to be. Because that's where Lake Erie, of course, that team from up north. But me neither, Patrick. Me neither. Because 1 minute they'll say, well, you're supposed to do this tonight. Then when it comes time around to it, it doesn't happen. I've seen it happen. Just like Friday evening, I had to go take care of a few things Friday evening. But, anyways, it was cloudy. Since we started going into town, since I started going into town, it was mist and rain. Mist and rain. So, that's the thing about the weather. I mean, you just never know from 1 minute to the next what's going to happen. Um, Whatever. Excuse me. Watched the football game today. Cincinnati versus Buffalo Bills. Of course, Cincinnati won 27-10. Um, Next week, Cincinnati plays Kansas City Chiefs. And this will, right here, will determine either one of those be going to the Super Bowl. I predict, I predict, I may be wrong, it's going to be the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Philadelphia Eagles. That's my prediction. If Joe Burrow plays his game right, does his game right, we'll see. But the Chiefs been there before. This is going to be now. Cincinnati's been there once last year at the Super Bowl. Over 20 some years, they've never been to a Super Bowl till last year. Of course, Joe Burrow being the quarterback of Cincinnati. But like I said, his off, you got your defense and offense. Pretty good. Usually, I'm more of a college football guy. I watch college football. Um, Usually, the NFL. I mean, I'm a Browns fan, but since last time I watched Cincinnati Bengals and their season, that's when Boomer um, was playing for him. That's been over 20, 30 years ago. At least 30 years ago. 20, 30 years. Now, my dad was not a football fan until he started watching Boomer play when he was playing for the Cincinnati Bengals. And now he'll watch them occasionally. Oh, nice, Patrick. Very, very nice. Jollibee fried chicken. Filipino Filipino fast food joint. No, I like chicken. No, I can eat chicken all the time. All the time. Just depends on, well, technically depends on what day it is and what mood I'm in, but I'll eat chicken. A little bit of salt, just a little bit, just enough to bring the flavor out on the foods. I'm not picky. There's certain foods I won't eat. Now I'll eat burgers, chicken, like chicken sandwiches, whatever. Um, Now like asparagus and stuff like that, I won't touch. I tried it once. I didn't care too much for it. Um, Now I'll eat steak, medium rare, um, roast beef. Occasionally on roast beef. I mean, I won't eat it every day, but I'll, you know, touch it every now and then on roast beef. Um, Usually, now my time of eating is usually between 6 and 8, and normally I'll eat my supper. But if I'm in the middle of doing something, especially in the summertime, I'll eat late, because I'll be doing something outside and get it done and over with. You know what, Patrick? I now vision. I now the vision I had. Now the bison buffalo I never had yet. I'm willing to try. Willing to try. I'm willing to try bison and buffalo. Now I'll eat like deer meat, rabbit, squirrel. Cook it right. Now I had rattlesnake meat. Good eating there. Uh, I had turtle, gator. Um, when I was down in Myrtle Beach, I had a gator down there. Gator meat, which is done right, cooked right, tender, melts in your mouth, and it wasn't tough like leather. Good eating. But yeah, I had those, but I never had bison or buffalo yet. They say it's good. Cause see, around here where I'm at, they don't. I never had ostrich. I never had. I can't pronounce the other word. I haven't had it yet. But see, in this little area here where I'm at, it's a city, but it's in a rural area. You know what I'm saying? So for me to try something like that, I have to go to like places like Columbus, you know, towards north of me or south of me. Now, see, now that's something to me. I mean, everybody's different. Now, something like that, I would not get into. People loves it. I'm not against it. I've seen people eat octopus. I have seen people uh, eat stuff like that. Now, as far as fish goes, I had perch, catfish, any type of fish. Now, I can eat. But as far as snails, octopus, um, stuff like that, I don't get into that. You know, I mean, I mean, don't get me wrong, Patrick. I'll try octopus, but with those suckers on there and wave my throat and the sushi, I love sushi. I can eat sushi all day. Now we do have a Chinese restaurant up here and a Japanese restaurant. Now the Chinese one, they got a buffet. It's an all you can eat buffet. They got all the different varieties of the Chinese food. And on occasionally, you'll see sushi wrapped up, or 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 they'll have a tray of sushi there. Now I can eat that all day. Yeah, the only fear that I've got, Patrick, with octopus is they got them suckers, and the way my throat and stuff is, um, I'm afraid they'll get caught. That's the only fear that I have. But other than that, I'll try it. That's the only, you know, I really ain't either, Patrick, because to me, spending, because this Netflix costs about $14.95, something like that, with tax and all. To me, that's just a waste of money. Oh, okay. Okay, Patrick, then I might try that, like that. Okay? Because to me, with all you can eat buffets, to me, that's just a waste of money. That's just a waste. People think that's the cheapest way you can go, but in all reality, you're seeing the food there, and you're constantly going up getting the food. But yeah, in the long run, at the end of the day, you're just by the time you get this other plate, you're done, and you're wasting food. Now, the only place I like really with the food is Golden Corral. And because the reason why I like Golden Corral so well is because they serve steak. True, true. I never gave out a thought. And you just don't know what they could be carrying, as far as clean hands go, using the bathroom. You wonder how many people really wash their hands when they come out. Um, now we do have a place up here like Frisch's, Street Size 62. We got Roosters. Um, Now, places like that, I'll go to and eat. But we quit going to Roosters because um, last time I was there's an hour and a half wait. We was all tired, hungry. We really didn't want to go across town street side. I mean, we had to rush the K there across town, but I mean, they're almost like street side because in street side when you walk in, you have like the family oriented sit down meal. Then you have a wall right here. Then on the other side of that wall, it's like a bar. And a lot of times, and they got garage doors. A lot of times in the summertime, they'll open them doors up, and you can go in there. I mean, you can go on that side too, if you want, because it's closer there. If you want like a shot of whiskey, a mixed drink, or a beer, whatever. I mean, if you're sitting on the other side, they'll still bring your beer, your shot stuff to you. If you choose not to go to the bar side, so sometimes they'll ask you. Same way with the rest of the cake, same way. They got a bar section. Now, if you're down in Chillicothe area, they got like Tumbleweed, they got Longhorn Steakhouse, There's a few other places. I've been Longhorns. Now I like Longhorns. They're expensive, but I like it because they ain't stingy on now tumbleweed. I used to work at tumbleweed. If they serve you, say like you get a medium rare steak, and it's not done right the way you want it, and you tell them, they'll take out their they'll take our steak back, and they'll rip them. I've seen the cook get ripped on how many times I worked there because why would you sit there and your steak's not right, and you're going to pay almost $20 for a steak dinner, and it's not right, and the management rips them because they want you to keep coming back. Now Longhorns now they're now they're pretty good on their um, service. Longhorn Steakhouse, love it. You know what I used to? I got a steak once, and they asked me, they said, "Well, how do you want your steak?" I said, "Well, it's like winning an argument with your wife. Rare it is." I said, rare. This they'll say rare. I said, make it medium rare. I said, can I get a tank of A1 sauce? you know, I usually get a steak, a baked potato with sour cream, um, usually I'll get a. They'll ask if you want a shorter, tall beer. First Mexico, I'll tell them give me a tall one, and I'll have me a mug of beer with my steak dinner. And I always tell them too. I said I want a medium rare, but I said I want kind of tender at the same time. I'm the same way, Patrick. But I said I want it kind of tender at the same time. Because I said I don't have, in other words, I don't have to sit there, cut a piece off, and sit there for almost 5 minutes chewing on one piece. I want to kind of chew it at the same time. I want it to melt in your mouth at the same time. That's why I like them. And I don't want my baked potato to be to the point where it's hard. I mean, I want a baked potato, but I want it a little bit soft. That's the only thing I'm picky on. Only thing I'm picky on. Now, ribs, baby back ribs. That's right. That's the way I am too, Patrick. I want that sucker still to go moo. But now, my baby back ribs, I love my baby back ribs with extra barbecue sauce on mine. I'll pay for it later because of heartburn, but it's worth it. I'm gonna go make me a cup of coffee real quick, and I'll be right back. Won't take long. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm back. I had to make me a cup of coffee and use the bathroom real quick. I'm back. Yes, I agree, Patrick. I agree. A lot of people don't know how to do it properly. Now, my ex-father-in-law, um, now he can, now he can make big back ribs like the right way. You know what I mean? The right way. He just, um, he made it to where on the plate it looked tough. Like man, this looks like it's tough. You know, I ain't gonna be able to eat this, but that's where the eyes can deceive you. It looked rough. It looked tough, but fall off the bone. Ribs. And he had his secret ingredients that he always put on those, and he would never tell anybody what it was. Talk about good. Good. It was good. Now, I get this stuff from the store. You can get moss teak or hickory, but it's called liquid smoke. Now, a lot of people don't like liquid smoke, but I do. And I got my friend hooked onto it. Well, a friend of mine got me hooked onto it, and I got a friend hooked onto it. And I was over his house one day. He said, "Man, I'm going to have to cook. I'm going to use some of this liquid smoke." And just he made these patties, and I told him how to do them my way. Make your patties like you normally do. And I said, what you do is you take your finger, clean hands. That's why I tell him clean hands. You make sure you wash your hands before you touch any of that hamburger. But anyways, said in the middle of that hamburger, you put a hole through it. Not all the way through, but just like there's a hole there, like almost like you're going to fill up a swimming pool. Just a little hole with your finger. And I said, it only takes one little drop, maybe one, two small drops. Now, don't sit there and douse it, because what's going to happen is you're going to let that liquid smoke overpower that burger, and when somebody eats that, it's going to take their breath. So, just Brookie made one burger. Well, he had about 10 hamburgers made out. He did his holes. Well, I see him doing on this one, and just Brookie had extra hamburger left over. He started, it's like bam, bam. It's like two big drops, and I said, no, 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 no. I said, no. I said, get rid of that burger. Well, that's no. I said, no. I said, no. That's why I didn't. First, I said, get rid of it. No, wait a minute. So now pull that out there. Now, that's already taken care of. But I said, no, what you do is you get him a cooking. Make sure that hole is facing up. Get him a cooking. And then I said, once you get him a cooking, and just about a couple minutes before you start to flip, you take. So I showed you. So I grabbed the bottle and I showed him. You take. So I was going through doing tiny little drops in each burger, except for that one. And I said, now close your lid and let it cook. Flip them, and that's how I guarantee they'll like it. And I don't. I mean, I like mustique. I love it, but not the liquid form. It comes in a bottle about maybe about this. I was just trying to look, maybe about this tall, and probably that big around. And it stands on about. It takes very little. One bottle just for me will last me about 6 months. Now, what I'll do is I'll get the hickory and the mustate. I'll get like 3 bottles a piece. They're cheap. Get them at the store. You get them at Walmart. That's the only store I can find it is Walmart. But I'll keep like 2 or 3 extra bottles on hand just in case. Well, what I used to do with that too is I'll buy 2 or 3 extra bottles and say like I went to a cookout or something. I take 1 bottle of mustique and 1 bottle of hickory with me, and I let you know, and I tell people, well, they smell that smells good. Can we go ahead and after a burger's done or something? Oh, can we put a bit of that on there? I said, well, wait a minute. I said it's better when it's cooking. Your hamburger's cooking. You can put it on hamburger, fish, chicken, eggs, whatever. Steak, you can put it on steak. But mustique, I rather use pork chops. Now, I use mustique on pork chops. But like I said, I'm not too crazy about it, but I'll use it. But, we will, I have people, well, we like this. What do you use? And I show them the bottle. It wasn't nothing to hide. I mean, I said, this is what I use. And I said, it takes very little. I said, 1 bottle will last you about 6 months if you use it right. I used to get it for $1 something, $1.32 a whack. I mean, a whack per thing. I'm going to get some here next month. I'm going to get some hickory. And I'm going to take a day, get some hamburger. I'm going to take a day, I'm going to fry him something up and see if he likes it. See if he likes it. I told them here the other day, hey, I cook. Oh, well, we're used to seeing you use the microwave to heat stuff up, like pizza rolls. And I said, yeah, because I don't, 9 times out of 10, I don't feel like cooking. I can cook about anything you want. Just let me do it my way one time, and you'll see how I do things. I'm just like I told them, I'm very particular and picky about food. How it's done, how it's cooked, um, and everything. Well, I'll tell you what I did one time for my ex girlfriend. Well, at the time we was helping take care of her ex husband because he had leukemia. He was dying of it. Well, one day he was wanting pork chops. So she told me, she says, Jeff says, can you, because I was over her niece's house one day. And she says, Jeff, can you fix those pork chops like you did over that one day, nice and juicy? I said, yeah. I said, you want to do it my way? She said, yeah. So I was cooking. So I reached up with I heard it was anybody known, and I took some of that hickory smoke and put just a tiny dab on those pork chops. They wasn't very big, probably about that big around. Didn't say nothing. He was not half salt, so I didn't salt none. Now the pepper, yes, but not the salt. And I let everybody do their own salting. Well, anyways, cooked them up and took. He wanted mashed potatoes with it, so made the mashed potatoes, and I took pepper, milk, and whipped it up. And I took some Philadelphia cream cheese, put it in the mashed potatoes, whipped that in there with it. Um, didn't say nothing. Did not say a word. They ate it. Went back through everybody, and he hollered Rita. He said, "Rita, come here for a minute." He says, "Bring Jeff in here for a second." He said, "I want to tell him something." He says, "I want to tell him about the food." I'm like, "Oh no," because he's one of those picky people. And I'm thinking, "Oh, I did something wrong." That's the first thing comes to my head. Well, he always eats one plate. Well, he ate two. And he says, "Jeff," he says, "normally I eat one plate, but he says I eat two." And he says, "That is the best pork chops and mashed potatoes I ever had in my life." He says, "What do you do to it?" I didn't do nothing. I said, "I just normally do my normal cooking like I normally do." And I said, "Only thing I did was is put some grease in the pan, let it get hot." And I said, he says, "It was nice, crispy, tender." He says, "How did you get it so crispy?" I said, "Well, I'll tell you how I did it." I said, "Here's the trick. I learned from my dad. Is you put your grease in, let it get hot. Then I said, take you a tablespoon, not a teaspoon, but take you a tablespoon of butter. Put it in there. Let stir that butter around. Let it get it, hot, melted." And I said, just take your Ziploc bag, put some flour in there, take your pork chops in there, of how many you're gonna cook. I usually put two in the bag, shake it up, put it in there real slow. I said, you just watch it. Don't walk away from it. Gotta watch it. Once it starts getting kind of brown on the bottom, flip. Once that bottom gets browned up, you flip it again. And you flip it one more time. And you take it out of the pan. And you just keep repeating that process until all of how many you're cooking. Then I said, he said, "Well, what you do with the mashed potatoes?" What do you mean what I did with the mashed potatoes? He says, "It's got this extra flavor to it. It's like it's good." I said, "The only thing I stuck in it was milk, butter, and Philadelphia cream cheese. Whipped it up." So he says, "That's the best I ever had." He says, can you do mackerel or, oh, I could see it on top of my head. There's mackerel and salmon. He says, "Can you make salmon patties real good?" Yeah. I said, he says, "How do you make yours?" I said, well, I strain them, take, the water out of it. And I said, it just depends on how many's in there. I said, I take an egg. I'll take me a pack of crackers, put them in a Ziploc bag and crush them up. And I put so much in there enough to hold, to make the patties. Then now I said, now I have options. I said I can dice onions into it, or if you like dice tomatoes with it, I can put it in there, make patties, and cook it. He says, well, he says, can you take some onions, put it in that? I said, well, yeah. So I did one day. So I did my dad's old trick. Put some grease in, some butter. I probably made 2 cans of it. I probably had about 8 of them. But I always make them thick. Thick. Well, cook them up nice, crispy. It's like done in, look like it came from a restaurant. And he ate, I told her, I said, fix him 2 of those. Well, he's only going to be able to, I said, you better fix him 2 of them. I said, it's like potato chips. You can't eat just one. He ate that one. He ate his other one. He says, by God, he says, we were sitting there eating, he says, by God, he says, that was good. He says, is there any more in there? I said, yeah. I said, there's more in there. I said, why you want another? He said, yeah, I want another sandwich. Okay. You know. But the thing was, I didn't want her to feel bad saying, her cooking wasn't any good. Her cooking was good. And at that time, I didn't want to take over the cooking job, you know. So I had a 12-pack of beer, and it was pretty well summertime. It was towards evening. Well, it wasn't evening time, about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So I said, well, I'm going out to the garage for a little bit, tinker around, whatever, drink a couple beers. So I grabbed about 4 beers, grabbed my chew, went out back, and she came out, and I looked at her, I said, Rita, I said, I'm going to say something. I said, this has been bugging me. I said, it's good. This has been kind of bothering me. And I said, I said, your cooking's great. And I don't want to take over that job. I said, you're doing fine. I said, I don't want you to feel bad, feel, like you ain't good enough, or you ain't good enough to do this, or you ain't good enough. No, I don't want you to think that. I said, don't. I said, I could teach you some techniques of what I've been taught. And I said, you have to experiment. I said, I could teach you how to do this the way I do it. But I said, you have to use your own discretion. You have to use your own mind. You have to use your own timing to do things like this. I said, I said, it took me a while because my dad taught me. But I said, it took me a long time to process it, to do it myself. But I said, I watched how he did it, and he taught me, okay, this is what you do. You do, and he taught me step by step how to do this stuff. It ain't like, well, this how you do it, and this not no. So that's what I started doing with her. I taught her step by step by step how to um, do things like this. Because what a simple fact is, we teach somebody, it's like, well, here's stuff, cook it, and you walk away. Well, they don't know how to do it. It's like working on a piece of equipment or working on a car. Well, here, change that tire. Well, they don't know how to change that tire. Well, you teach them. It's just like a car tire, and I always tell people this. I said, there's only three things you need. Well, actually, four things you need. So you need a jack, lug wrench, a piece of block to put, say, like you're changing the front tire. So you take out a piece of block and you chuck the back tire, which means you put it behind that back tire. Reason being, so just in case when you jack that tire up, it don't roll back on you, even though it's in gear. And I said, then what you do is you jack it. I said, get your lug nuts loose, jack it up, take the lug nuts off, pull that tire off, take the other tire, put it on there. And I said, before you lower that jack down, put your lug nuts on there. Said you hand tighten them. Then I said, then take your lug wrench and just give a little bit of a tight on each one. Then I said, then you lower it down. Then you go here, here, over here, down here. You just don't go in no circle. You just go here, here, then you go here, here. If you can, say vice versa. I said the best way I do it is I do the figure eight. So I start here, 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 and then back down. Depends on how many loaves you got. That's the same way with cooking. You teach them step by step by step. And she'll say, oh, okay. So I'll start teaching her on certain foods. I'm teaching how to do what I know. Now, there are certain foods I never known. You know, there's certain foods that was trial and error for me because it's like steak or something. I had to go by trial and error. But other than that, and I used to tell him because he would constantly eat. And I used to say, you eat to live, not live to eat. I said, I've been in that position where I was constantly eating all the time. It's like I'll get up and through the day I'm constantly munching on something, eating something, not doing anything. Because now I used to go for walks and stuff like that. I used to do stuff a lot to the point where, okay, then I had to get a mindset, okay, you eat 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, supper, and something maybe, a snack or something in between your meals. So I started doing that. Now I'm at the point now I don't eat as near as much as I used to. Now I'll eat, but it's on my timing. You may eat supper at a certain time. That's fine. Go ahead and eat. I may eat at a different time than what you would do. Say like the rule of thumb is you don't eat anything after 6 o'clock at night. That's people can't do it. Everybody can't do that because a lot of people work late. A lot of people work 12, 13, 14 hours a day. So by the time they get home, they may get home at 10, 11 o'clock at night. So majority of the time, they by the time they get home, they don't feel like cooking. So they'll stop somewhere and get something to eat. They may go through McDonald's, Burger King, Arby's, somewhere. So go order. And usually they'll go ahead and order ahead and then pick it up. Or they'll go through McDonald's and say, hey, I want the number two, which could be consist of double quarter pound cheese fries, and large drink. Go home and eat. Is it good on the body? No. But a lot of times they get home late. So by the time they figure, they'll go home, put their food down, and maybe go ahead and take their showers, change their clothes out to night clothes, and that gives them enough time to sit down in their recliner, their chair, the couch, flip TV on, and watch the news, watch whatever. I used to do it. I used to come home. I'll be out, and there's been times I've been out in the garage till, they'll holler at me. That's Jeff, it's time to eat. Get in here and eat. I said, I'll get in there and eat when I come in. Because there wasn't no use to me of going in and eating, wash up, go eat, go back out, get dirty again, and come back in, wash up again, take a shower, and then, and I said, well, just go ahead. Because Rita used to get some out of me. She said, Jeff, it's supper in here. She'll come out the garage. I said, well, I'm in the middle trying to get this stuff done. I said, go ahead and make me a plate and put it to the side. I said, I'll eat when I get done. And it'll be like 7 o'clock in the evening, summertime. And then I'll go in there and eat. I'll wash up, eat. Drink me a few beers after my stomach sounds. I'll go back and drink me a few beers. She'll say, you want to go for a walk? Let's go. We'll go for a walk. We'll walk like 3 or 4 blocks, finding stuff. It's called, around here, we call it hillbilly trash digging around here. That's another thing. That's how we always made our money. Find stuff, take to the dump. Find stuff, take in. The only thing that was hard as far as taking stuff in was cropper. If cropper would went in, they had to hold it for at least 48 hours. You'll get like a rain check for ever how much, and then you hold on to that check. Don't cash it. You hold on to it. That's here. That's here in the high. Hold on to it for 48 hours. You go back in, and this, well, you're clear. Well, what you do is you hand that check back to them for that amount. They say like you made like $150. Okay, you hand that rain check back to them, and they'll give you that $150 cash. Reason why at the time too is because too much croppers coming up stolen. Just getting these reports in. I've seen people take dirty cropper in, clean cropper in. I've seen people get in trouble for it, stealing it. Same way with Cadillac converters. Now there's a place in Bloomberg, just right down the road from me, probably about a 5-10 minute drive. You take a cut now. Say like you got like 3 or 4 Cadillac converters. Okay, normally they'll check it and they'll tell you, well, what it come off of. You tell them, well, I got like 3 or 4 cars sitting in my house. Okay, well, what they'll do, they'll go ahead and, but see, here's the trick. Say, like me, I like 4 Cadillac converters. I'm gonna take one in a day. One in a day. Now, say, like it was me, I could take one in, you could take one in, as long as you're over the age of 18. Now, they will take, now they got a thing, they'll take your photo just in case something come back. They got you on file and they got your picture. And yes, it makes sense. Now there's a guy years ago, I don't think he's got his business in Greenfield anymore, but there's a guy years ago. I was working for this guy. He had his swap shop up front. I was working for. Well, this other guy was working around back. Well, this other guy, uh, the law's been called there so many times over stone cropper, um, like wiring, like I don't care, like wiring, like this, copper of AC units, outside AC units. The last time he almost went to jail last time because the law went down there because there's a business uptown got some people's got not a business but a couple people have these outside AC units. Well, mysteriously at the same time these people took the copper in, at the same time the people poured their copper and stolen off their AC unit. So the law was there. Well, they told him, man, how many times we got to tell you? You got to get the person's. You're gonna have to get a printer, computer. I don't care if it's a laptop like this, a printer, and everything. And to make copies of people's IDs. Cause see, he was taking some stuff illegally. Say now us, we was swap shop. So say like you brought something in, and say like he was going. You brought something in. He had a computer and everything set up to where you gonna say like gonna sell me a laptop. Okay, I got to have your ID. Okay, and say like you're selling for $75. Okay, I got to have number one. I have to have your ID. Then when I print that out, then I gotta put it on there. The laptop, the serial numbers. But what I did was I played it smart. So what I did is I took a picture of the laptop and the serial numbers and everything. Then I ran it through the computer, no, the printer, because of the SD card. Then I printed that out. Then I attached it to that party's file. Then I had a receipt book. I had his name, his address, what he was selling, for how much, what I was paying him for, whatever. But see, he wasn't going to get $75 out of that computer. I said, I can give you, you know, $50 for it. because I go by the gigabytes, like what program, like Windows 10, Windows 11, or Windows 8, Windows 7. If it was Windows 7 up, I can give you 50 for it. You know, they take it. But I put it on hold. I got to put this on hold for 48 hours. They say, why? Make sure it's not stolen. Make sure it's not hot. Because we ain't going to be responsible for hot merchandise in this store. I said, I'll tell you what. Here's the receipt. I got a copy right here, and I put on hold. I said, I got to run this. I said, come back. I said, come back tomorrow about this time, same time, say like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. And I said, I'll tell you. Same way with cell phones. We did the same thing. And 9 times out of 10, we have people walks right. Once we tell them that we're going to take it up to the police department or something, have it run. 8 times out of 10, most of them will walk out with it. Walk back out. That's that. And the snow is stolen. It's hot. Reason being, if we would have sold that and it was hot, not only would that party that sold it to us got in trouble, we would have got in trouble for receiving stolen property, and the person that we sold it to could have got in trouble for it. So in other words, we was act like we was the middleman. I'll give you a short backstory of how I got into this with swap shop. It's because the owner of the building I was down there talking to one day, and guy was running it. He was begging me to come down and help him. He says, Jeff, you know about this. I've seen you work for the auction house. You know what you're doing. Can you come down here and help me make money? I thought about it and thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. And I finally eventually I said, well, so if I come in, I'm going to have a place to stay. I said, I can't be having them run me in town all the time. So he asked who it was, and I told him. He said, oh, I understand that. So I tell you what, he says, if you agree to it, you can, because when you in the store, there's a back room back there. It was made into a room. So you can stay back there. Well, I don't got any way of paying you. So don't worry about it. He says, you sell, you stay. I said, okay. So I started helping him. I was selling stuff left and right, helping him. He says, because he asked me, how in the world are you selling this stuff? I said, well, you got to negotiate. And I said, you got your prices set up. And I said, here's the thing. I'll give a prime example. Say somebody brought these in. Say, hey, I'm kind of hungry. I'll sell this to you for $5, just enough just for today, so I can get me a meal. Give me a couple hamburgers and something to drink. Okay. And I said, and then okay, cool. Yeah, them pretty good, decent pliers. So you work it through, make sure everything's functional, try them out. Because 9 times out of 10, you try on some of them, this piece right here will pop out on you, and the suckers fall apart on you. So you go out there and find something like a bicycle wheel. It's got the nuts on the bicycle wheel. Put them on there, and you apply all the pressure you can apply You know, you let go. See, just see if it falls apart on you. Make sure they're heavy duty. Oh yeah, I'll give you five. So you give him five. And I'm using that, so I'll tell them, okay, you put 15 on there, so you're trying to make a $10 profit off this. Okay, me as a customer coming in, I'm needing a pair. Okay, this is secondhand, this is used. I'm looking at them, I'm thinking, well, they're heavy, sturdy. I'll say, hey, can I try it out on something just to make sure that it ain't gonna fall apart on me or anything? Yeah. Okay. And I say, how much? 15. Whoa, 15 for a pair of channel locks like those. They're almost about the same price in the store. I'll go buy a brand new pair for that price. Why would I come into a secondhand store and buy a pair for 15 when I go buy a pair brand new for that price? I'll give you $10 for it today, cash money. Well, I can't come off that. Then I'll say, are you here to make money? Or you're willing to sell and make money? I'm here to sell and make money. I said, well, you better get off your high horse. Because I'm telling you what, if people come here and not shaking you and you give them deals, they're going to give the word around and say, hey, why don't you go down there on 2nd Street to that swap shop down there? Man, he's got great deals on stuff. He'll not shake. Well, see, I said, that's what I was telling him. So I said, see, people like I'll give you a good. I said, you want a good reputation with people. And I said, now, if you don't negotiate, you don't sell, you're going to get a bad reputation. Because people's going to say, well, he's nothing but a hot, cocky attitude. He's a blank, blank this. He's a no good, blank, blank. Don't go down there. He ain't worth their time and efforts. He ain't making no deals. There's stuff that I was needing. I tell you what, he had a refrigerator one time. He was wanting $75 for it, working 100%, like two of them. I'm ready to make me another cup of coffee. I'll tell you something. I'm spraying up. I have to get up. My foot like no more. You got any more coffee? Or yellow coffee? Yeah. Hey, when you get, if I had something, I was like I said here the other day. I wish his brother was fucking right. I won't be sitting there. Drinking my coffee. I'll be out there doing something. You know what I'm saying? But that's what's hurting me right now. So I can't get out there and eat because blood is people back on the coast. I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Um, but no, I know this girl. Grew up with her family. Me and her brother went to school together. But anyways, um, she came down to the shop one day. He was gone because he had him a woman, had him a girlfriend. So he entrusted me to run the shop the days that he was gone. And I reported to him and even told him how much he made and this and that and the other, and told him exactly where the money was. And but I told him, I said, no, I need a couple of dollars out of that so I can at least get. I said, I'm going up to McDonald's. I said, I need at least a couple of dollars so I get my sweet tea and maybe a sandwich. At that time, I didn't have I wasn't getting no income, but a friend of mine's always had my chew for me. So she came, but anyways, she came down shop one day. He was gone. I just refrigerator. But anyways, came in. I was sitting outside. Nice weather. Sitting outside drinking. Couldn't drink on the job. So I was out there drinking pop. I had food stamps at the time, but so I always had I buy my pop by the bottles. So I get them on sale, maybe 4 for 10 or 4 for 12. So I'll buy like 8 of them. But a friend of mine always took me to get it. But anyways, sitting there, she come up, she came out of the vehicle, she come up to me, she says, Jeff, says you work helping these guys? Yeah. I said, what's up? She says, well, she says, my refrigerator broke down on me. Just broke down on me. I said, okay. She says, does he got any in there? I said, yeah. I said, come on. So I showed her the refrigerators, clean, working. We have them plugged in, working. So just show that they're working. Nothing wrong with them. Freezer top work, the refrigerator work. Well, how much he's wanting for him? I said, well, he's got 75 on that one. He's got 100 on that one. She says, do you think he can do 50 on the one for 75? I said, let me call him. Said, just give me a couple minutes, these 5 minutes. Just give me these 5 minutes. I'll have a deal made. So I called him. I said, hey, I said, I got a customer here. I said, I know her real well. I said, I know her. And I said, she's got a daughter. I said, her refrigerator completely quit on her. Just quit on her. She said he had to clean everything out. Everything went bad. I said she's wanting the one for 75, but she's wanting it if we could do it for 50 because she says she needs still a bit of leeway to get food for the kids, for the kid. He said, well, I don't know. I got this much amount there, and I said, come on, man. I said, if I have to, I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I said, what you owe me, I said, you owe me about $25. I said, I'll tell you what. I said, you was going to pay me, you got back, right? And he says, yeah. I said, I'll tell you what. Let's make a deal. I said, she gives me the 50. You take out 25 you owe me, and not that 15, there's your $75. I said, now, is that a fair deal? I said, I'm not going to let that woman, and not, I said, I'm not going to let that baby go without food. And then all of a sudden got quiet. Then he came back. He says, Jeff, he says, I tell you what. He says, go ahead and take the $50 and I'll still pay you the 25. I said, you sure? Because I said, once the deal's done, it's done. Because I said, once I hang up, the deal's done. It's over. He says, yeah. Okay. So, went up there, went back in, and I said, sold. He says, really? I said, yeah. He says, done. Sold. 50. So, when I said, now this is what we're going to do. So we went up, got the receipt book, and I put the month, the date, and the year, and what day it was. Say like Tuesday. Refrigerator, $50 sold. Then I left that up, took the one part of for the customer for her. I said, now, the reason why I'm doing this, I want you to keep that on you. She says, why? I said, that's why. I said, it ain't nothing. I said, just in case he comes come back and says, yada, yada. I said, this proof of what's been sold. I said, I'm just covering everybody. I'm covering you. I'm covering me. I'm covering him. So the days that he was gone, I've already made him about $160 worth of stuff. So I was pushing stuff out the door. Pushing it. And I was taking everything that I was selling, I was putting down in the tablet. I had a tablet for myself. I put my name on there. So each day I'll put like Tuesday, like today is the 21st. So I'll put Monday, 1st to 21st of 23. Okay. And then whatever sold that day for him, I'm putting in the book. I had a secret hiding spot for his money, but he kept so much for me, so I had to make change. So what I did at the end of the day, I had two things I get from the bank zips, put your money in. Well, I had two separate ones. One for what he made, and the other one I marked them, and what he gave me for people for change. And then say like Tuesday, first, I'll put Tuesday, 1st, 22nd, 2023. You know, or the 23rd or the 24th, whatever. You know, where I did that through the days he was gone. So when he came back, say, I'll pull my thing out, I'll pull my tablet out, and I'll pull that money that he not showing. He'll count them. Well, I had all the totals for that day at the bottom. I write total out and how much for each day that I made the money. And I did that to where, you know, and that's why when he counted that money, it's going to add up to my total. See? And then he came back. He says, and I showed him how I did my process. Everything was like down to the T with money, both ways. And I explained to him how I did. He says, "Now I like your way of thinking. Now this why." I said, "Well, that's why you can't visualize it in your head. You're actually seeing on paper." And I said, "That's why," and I told him that's why it's covering you, it's covering me. That's why you can't say, "Well, you're cheating me out of my money," or and then I told him, "Well, I'm just saying that's why you can't say, well, you're cheating me out of my money, you're taking my money," and I'll say, uh, "No, this correct amount, but when she said the way I got it, you know, I said, this is what I try to explain. I said, this is how you do business. You keep track of what you sold." Oh, nice cherry alligator cherry wood pipe, low country natural Virginian burley. Oh, that is a nice blend. The burleys and the Virginias go well, if it's almost like even components, you know. Now, sometimes too, on the blends too, now, the way I like my blends is like the Virginia can be little bit more dominant than the burley, vice versa. The burley be a little bit more dominant than the Virginia. Not to the point where either one's overpowering the other one, if that makes any sense. I think I might have one blend that's got the Virginia and the Burley in it, and I'm trying to take which one it is. I have to look. But now, like me, I like my um, nicotine level to be kind of strong, like Ocho Krantz, Ruska, Haunted Bookshop, stuff like that. Real strong. Because sometimes I like to get that nicotine hit. Um, there's some blends that I've had in the past that was bland. There wasn't no flavoring to it. There wasn't no nicotine. I mean, nicotine was there, but it was like it was smoking air. It's like, yeah, this is pretty good, but it's not doing its job. It's like I had to smoke like 3 or 4 bowls just get enough, just get a nicotine hit. You know, when I first tried Ocho Crunch Red Label for the first time, that's been several years back, about 2 or 3 years back. It hit me like a freight train, first time. And my big mistake, I didn't know, is I was on Eddie Gray's The Pipe Nook. I was on one of his lives, and I was telling him about it. And he told me, he says, "Jeff, that's the best thing you could do is next time you smoke and make sure you have a full stomach. You eat something kind of, like a heavy meal or something. Have something, kind of, then try it." So I did. And he was right. But now it's like I can load the bowl up and smoke it, no problems. Now I like now the Ruska. I do like the Ruska, but I would not smoke it every day. It's just like when John, my 660, was talking about haunted bookshop with the being a lot of kids and all. I mean, well, it's not a lot of kids. It's got Burley, Virginia, and Prick in it. Yes, Patrick. Now the cigars, I'm out of cigars. I'm gonna have to get. I'm gonna have to try to give me some more cigars. Cause I'm out. But anyways, um, the high nicotine blends, the full body blends, you know, with me, I may smoke it maybe 3 times a week. Because when it starts breaking the weather, I'm going to get back into smoking pipes again. Because right now, is the way the weather is. Being so cold here, I can't stand the cold. It goes through me like a knife. I can't stand outside long enough to smoke a pipe. But I could smoke the high nicotine. I may smoke 3 times a week. There's some new blends in this box. I'm going to start doing. I know I keep saying this, guys, but I keep forgetting to do it. I'm going to have to make myself a note. So I'm going to start the Friday Bulldog edition back up, and maybe on Fridays when I got time, which I should have. Um, Unless something comes up, I can squeeze maybe about 5 minutes in. I'm going to take these one blends I don't got and do that. As long I have to look them up first, see if they're available, currently available. Because if these blends, if there's 1 or 2 blends that's no longer available, then I won't do them. Now I know that the things LJ Praise Thanksgiving Day comes out once a year, and that's when things right before Thanksgiving. And pretty much everybody knows what's in that blend. Pretty much. That's why I keep a notebook. Is it's like if I'll put like in a notebook, I'll put that blend like C and D's folklore. Okay, I'll write that in my tablet, and I'll look up the components, whatever. That's on. There's 2 things when I go on tobaccofuse.com. 2 things I look at is what the components are and see what's currently available. I don't look at none of the reviews. I don't look. I may read, say because it'll say note. I might read the notes, uh, and who is blended by, like Joe Langford or uh, I know about a few other people, but that's just about it. Then I'll see what the I'll look and see what the strength is, like the strength, you know, room note. But I judge that for my own self because everybody's nicotine level is different. There's some people can do like Ocho Krantz, Ruska, Haunted Bookshop, the high nicotine level blends. You know what I'm saying? Some people can't do it. Um, so I always try to forewarn if I do a regular video. But before I get to that, then when I do a video, then I'll put it down on that piece of paper. Did a video on this date. Like today's Monday, 1st 23rd 2003. I'll put that down there. So that's way when I do another, and I'll go back in my tablet and I'll look. Reason why I do that is so I don't have to repeat another video of that same blend. That blend's done. Move on to the next blend. But I've always told people, smoke what you like. Use your own. You smoke out blend on your own recommendation. Don't go by what I say. Um, and here's another thing too I don't do. Everybody's different. I don't rate that blend on the first smoke. Oh, this is a 3-star, or this is a 5-star blend on the first smoke. No, I have to smoke out blend at least 4 to 5 times for order for me to get a rating on them. What I'm saying there is this. I will smoke that blend to see if I was going to be in my record rotation or it's going to be put in the back for a later date. I might give it 4, 5, 6 months of age, a year's age, then go back to it and see if it's mellowed out to the point to where then I'll give it a second go. I'll smoke um, 4 or 5 bowls, and then that'll determine with me to give a rating on that blend. Either it's going to be in my rotation or, but everybody's palates um, are different. Now, there's very few occasions there's people's got the same palate on the same blend. Very rare that'll happen. And there's very few people that I could say with me that we got the same palate. Because they can change from time to time. Or I've heard people say, and I'm not against it. Everybody's got their own preferences. Yes, well, I only smoke this. Well, I'm the same way. It's like through fall, winter, to almost spring, I can do aromatics. When it hits spring, around April, from there to fall, I'm smoking burleys, vapors, Virginias, Latakias, whatever. Straight through. Now, some people are different. Some people can't do it. Some people, you know, can't, everybody's got their own thing. And, it's like with me, don't go by my preferences, don't go by my word. Try it for yourself, you know, because you never know. It'd be like, hey, try Haunted Bookshop. It's the great, everything's the Burleys, the Virginias, the Pricks is all great. It's the nicotine ain't that strong, but the next party tries it, it might knock them on their hind end and say, "Whoa, this ain't for me." And there's where That's where the majority of the new pipe smokers got in trouble with. Is they'll say, well, they go on and recommendation somebody. Well, no, if somebody's a new pipe smoker, um, start out easy. That's where, get you a corncob pipe, get you an aromatic, but don't get the aromatic that's going to sit there and there's where a lot of them, well, it doesn't taste like it's supposed to in the package. I get tongue biting. I get this. I get that. I'm giving up. I have seen a guy, now I'm not bashing nobody, but I've seen a guy um, gave up pipe smoking and he's already got two, 300, $400, $500 worth of stuff. Oh, nice pack. That's see. There's where that's what I'm talking about. Difference about people. Everybody's got their own preferences of what they eat. In other words, you smoke what is comfortable for you to smoke. I don't care if it's spring, summer, fall, winter. Everybody's got their own thing that they're comfortable with. So I mean, I've seen this guy have like $100, $200 worth of pipes. He's got maybe $200, $300 worth of tobacco, and he got into quick because he's going by recommendations. Then he gives that. Well, I'm selling. I quit. I'm selling. I can't do it. There's where because draws them away. It draws them away from the pipe community because they always go by what people's recommending, and that's the worst thing. Because your palate's going to be different from my palate. Your palate's going to be different from both of our palates. Your palate, maybe there may be certain blends that me and you might agree on. But here's the thing too. We can smoke the same blend and we get something different out of it. It's like, well, okay, I'm getting this. Okay, I'm getting uh, a woodsy campfire taste, or I'm getting mushrooms, or I'm getting this, I'm getting that, and you may have something different compared to what I'm getting. Same blend, same age. That's right. That's like me, Patrick. I mean, I'll get blends in, but there's some blends that like me. Now, very. I mean, I won't go by anybody's recommendations. Now, if somebody says, "Hey, I'll send you this to try," that's fine. I'll get no problems with it. You know, with that blend. Um, it could be a blend that I never tried before. Now, if I pretend to like it, intended to like, not pretend, intend to like a certain blend, then yeah. But I'll look it up and see what's all in it, the component wise. Because now sometimes I can pick them out, what's in it, like the Virginias, the Latikias, the Cavendish, the Burleys. Then there's other blends I can't do it. I'll be honest, I can't pick them out. Because there's some blends are complex, which it can be complex. Bag reviews can say one thing, but you're getting something totally different. That's what I'm saying. Like Downhill Dunbar, one of my favorites now. I'm using an example, say like they says got Virginia's, Burley's, and this, not the other end. But when I smoke it, okay, I'm getting something totally different. Now, as far as aromatics go, uh, now I tell you what I fell in love with. It's Appalachian Shenandoah's Appalachian Berry. I like it, but I wouldn't smoke it every day. Now, the fourth generation 18. Let me get it real quick, because I don't want to mispronounce it. Oh. Like, this the old Shenandoah. Now, I like it. Now, here it is. It's the fourth generation Continental blend. 1982 blend. Now, this here I like. And, of course, Wool Horse. I like Wool Horse. But this stuff here I like. You know, I don't think I don't got that much left of it. I got maybe less than a bowl left in that. So I got a Frankenstein jar over here. I'll put that in. Now, as far as the old Shenandoah one, I still got plenty of that left. I'm gonna have to start smoking that up here for long. But like I said, now this stuff here, I won't smoke this every day. Now maybe every other day or maybe twice a week. But I do got a particular pipe just for aromatics, for any aromatic. I'm smoking that. I just don't. Um, I just don't smoke as much like I would like to. And I got a couple pipes still I gotta break in. I haven't broke them in completely yet. Like my 7LA Trevi, that one Molina pipe I got another Molina pipe up there. That's almost an altar shape, 9 mil. A few other pipes I still gotta break in. But I always keep going to the dual seat pipes, the gray boat pipes. I got one gray boat pipe up there I will not depart with. But it's just, when you smoke a pipe, you always want to sit down and enjoy that pipe instead of moving around, doing this, doing that. You ain't sitting down enjoying it. There's where my problem is too, because my attention span is not that good. It's like I have to constantly uh, move, find something to do. It's like uh, it's like I could sit down and watch like Martin's live or Pop live. Okay, that's a prime example. I can't sit long enough either on the computer or the phone long enough to go completely through the show and watch it. I mean, I'll come back to it, but I'm always, watching something else, or I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I just can't sit down. You know, just like now, the only time I could be able to do it if I'm sitting there smoking one of my pipes, but say then again, I can't smoke inside the house. That's my trouble. So when it comes summertime, I can do it. I can go out to. I got my camper out there. I go out to the camper, and you know, take my light. I got an extra lamp up here. I can take out there, plug it in, whatever. But see, here's the thing. Enjoy what you enjoy. Smoke the tobaccos that you enjoy. Smoke the pipes that you like it in. You know, that's the part that I've seen happen before where a party went on a frenzy for the tobaccos. Everybody was doing the same thing. They was doing the same reviews. There was first impression videos of the same tobaccos. I've seen the same pipe thing. It's good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's right, Patrick. Agreed. Don't try to keep up. I always sit here and I watch videos. Don't get me wrong. I used to comment on a lot of videos, but it's at the point now to where I very rarely will comment on somebody's post on video, but I watch it. I'm working, and I don't keep up with the Joneses. And here's my theory. This is just my opinion, and my opinion, and I'm not trying to start an argument or offend anybody or upset anybody. It's like, don't try to keep up with everybody. This is not a competition in the YTPC. Do your thing. Run this race at your own pace. In other words, you do your just do you. You know, you know. I'm satisfied with what I got. You know, yeah. There's a few pups I like to have, but that's later on down the road. Cause my mind changes constantly. I one minute y'all, next minute nah, next minute yeah. It goes back and forth. You know, it's just people just don't. You know, but that's just me. You know, I don't try to offend or hurt somebody's feelings or try to do this, try to do, say this, not and the other, and I don't want somebody to take me the wrong way, but you have to do what's best for you, you know. I'll support anybody. I will support anybody in the YTPC. Especially these new pipe smokers. I've been finding a lot of new pipe smokers, and I'll sit there and I'll search them out. I'll skim through, look. Um, I've seen a lot of pipe smokers have not made a video, and then probably 6 months better, over a year and a half, 2 years. I've seen anybody, in the current YTPC. It's caused a lot of times too, and I've done this. I've took a 6 months hiatus. It wasn't nothing nobody done or anything, but sometimes you get burned out as a presenter. Sometimes life gets in the way of a presenter, and a lot of times it takes too much time up because you spend too much time watching these videos and trying to comment on these videos, but you can't do everybody. I've learned that. It's just sometimes you have to stand back. Just like here recently, that's the reason why I haven't been doing much live stream because I don't want to. It's just sometimes I have stuff going on, or something came up, you know, or whatever, and I just don't. And by the time I get done and I come in here, by the time I fire the computer up, I'm sitting there watching TV. Now and now I'm at the point now to where there's the way this weather's going. I got more time than I do money to make videos. Now when the weather breaks, then that's when I'm going to start back up my regular videos outside to where you know. But there's going to be a lot of different things going on besides pipe smoking. I mean, I'll be smoking the pipe, but I'll be doing other things, show you things that I can do. And I know here last year I was supposed to do a goal. Well, with the financial means me of trying to work things out, it didn't work out. But hopefully, a point in time this year, I can say when, I can say how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen. But I'm going to try to do a goal this year. There's no guarantees, there's no promises. It's just all depends on what's going on. Because with me, from one day to the next, I don't know what's going on. I have no clue what's going on, what's going to happen. Because I don't want to say, okay, say like this coming Friday. I say, okay, Friday I'm going to do a goal, this, not, and the other. Okay. Well, something might come up and I hit a brick wall. I can't do it. See what I'm saying? I don't want to make that same mistake like I did before. Because, yeah, I'm going to have a goal within a month. I'm going to, say I'm in all this, and then something comes up, I can't do it. See? I want to make sure, 100% sure this time, that if I do a goal, I'm going to make sure that my financial means are met, are done, that I'll have financial means set to the side, put up, and that'll be for the gall. So when I take it to the post office, whoever wants it will get what But that's the thing I have to put in perspective of doing. Because, see, before I never thought it out. I just said, I run my golf for a month, say I'm in, yada, 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 you know. Because I was new to it, I didn't think it out, I didn't process it out, I didn't write things down on paper to think about it. But this time around, we'll make it right this time, and I don't want to have a bad reputation against myself. Thinking, well, he's supposed to have gall, he never done it. I don't know why he said it and never followed through, and that'll give you a bad reputation, you know. So I just want to make this time 100% sure. I'm not looking for. I'll tell you right now. I'm one of the few people to tell you. I'm not looking for a bunch of views. I'm not looking for my subscription rate to go up to 1,000, and and I watch these other YouTubers outside of the YTPC. They'll do clickbait, and the reason why they do clickbait is because so they can get a bunch of views, a bunch of subscriptions, a bunch of subscribers. They're trying to reach a certain uh, milestone. All this, I'm not into that. That's on them. I'm not that type of person. Well, if I get if I reach 500 subscribers, I'll have a goal. Or if I get so many views, I'll do this, or I'll do that. No, that's letting me know. This is my opinion. That's letting me know. I'm not talking about the YTPC. I'm talking other because I was watching some of these clickbaits. The only thing they're doing that for is for themselves. They care less about you. They're called YouTube. There's a name that they said it was, and they do that because if you reach so many subscribers, okay, you're getting paid for it, but you ain't getting. But see, YouTube they get so much that money, so they try to come up with strategies to say, okay, I'll do this and this and this. Bam, they can sit at home all day and get paid for it. I may be wrong. You know, I want to see this my thing in the YTPC. I like to see people succeed. Go for it. I'm behind you. You're creating content every day. You're putting regular videos out every day. You're doing this every day. And it's just like it's worth it. It's worth me to support them because you're doing a video to and the party's being them. They're not trying to betray somebody else. They're not trying to, they're the same person in person in your video. That's what I'm saying. In other words, you meet that person in person, that party in person. They're the same way on video. They ain't. In other words, they're not putting on a in front of a camera. And some people are not like that, and that's what and that will irritate me. It's like if I would have met certain party in person, and they're not the same way on camera, my chances are 10 out of 10 I'm gonna walk away. And it ain't nothing about being rude or mean or nothing. It's just you're giving a total different attitude and a total different perspective of how you are on camera. I had experience with a guy, I ain't mention no names, totally different than he was on camera. I spoke what I spoke, I spoke what I thought, and I walked away. So always remember one thing, and I might get some heat on this. Your reputation on camera will also define you in person. Remember that. What you see on camera will also define you in person of who you are and say you are. And a lot of people gets kind of confused on certain things. Yeah. Are you that type? I mean, like me, prime example. And Pipe Man Dan will tell you, he's the same way in person that he is on camera. Not I'm gonna tell you, he's the same way. I mean, I've seen all y'all on camera. I mean, videos. But once I met you in person, it takes me about a couple of minutes to get kind of walk up to you and say something because my anxiety kicks in. It's like, okay, I'm gonna. I tell you, there's one man come up to me at the Hall Pop Show, Mr. Scripto, the mysterious man. Come up and he looked at me. He says, "You Jeff?" "Yes, sir." He says, "I'm Mr. Scripto." "Oh, nice to meet you." We got talking. Bean 316. Talked to him. Sit down, have a conversation with him. Him and Smoking Fireman Cody. That's how I got his sticker. Shared a cigar. He shared a cigar with me. We all got to talking. Cody, Bean 316, Brian, Mr. Scripto, of course, Pipe Man Dan, um, Cane Rod Piper was there, um, Josh from the Pop College, he was there. Um, Matter of fact, he was coming out the building when I was walking back in. I was going to grab one of my pipes, and I forgot. Well, his van's locked up, so I couldn't get none of my pipes out. And but I carried one on me, and me and Dan sat down, same pipe, smoked the pipe, talked about a few things, shoot the breeze. Um, there's so many people there, fellow pipe smokers. Um, there's another gentleman I was sitting at the table with. Because there's me, Bean 316 Brian, Cody Smoking Fireman, another gentleman. There's this gentleman sitting beside me. He looked at me, got to talk. I was talking, and he looked at me and he says, "You Jeff?" And I said, "Yeah." He says, I forget what his hand. I forget. I'm trying to think. He said, "I'm so and so," and I here's my hand. And I said, "He said, I've been watching all your videos," and he said, "I'm subscribed to you." And that's why I appreciate that. I said that kind of helps me out, you know. I said it helps us guys out. He said, well, I don't make any videos. I'm a worker. I said, well, that's fine, but you know, I said when you get enough nerve, I told him, once you get enough nerve, get on the other side of that camera, make a video. I said, trust me. Now, because I was telling him, I said, with me, I said it took me a lot of nerve for me to get behind that camera and make a video. I said I was a lurker for a good 6 months before I started making any of my videos. Because I said I knew that video was going to go worldwide. And there's going to be a lot of people watching it. And I said it took me a long time to work up a video to put one out. But I said now it's like, so once you get the first, I say about the four, on this what I'm telling, about the first 4 or 5 videos out, and once you start getting the hang of it, and you get the first 4 or 5 out, I say let's go the first 10 out, the first 10 videos. It's going to be a little nerve wracking, but once you start getting the hang of it, and once you start knowing what you know, I said you get on there and be yourself. Don't worry about the views. Don't worry about your subscribers count. I said, don't worry about that. I said, it'll come natural. But I said, once you get the hang of it, it's shoot by the breeze in. All right, Patrick. Have a good night too, brother. Be safe. Well, thanks for hanging out with me. I'm going to get off myself. I got to get a few things done before I go to bed anyway, so I'm getting kind of tired. Thanks for y'all coming in, who came in, jumped in. Um, y'all be safe and well. Just a hard Mafia Piper. Keep it lit. Keep the embers burning. You all be safe and well. Get you on the next one.